Hey guys, and welcome to the first weapons guide in Season 6 of Battlefield 2042, and today we're gonna take a look at the new assault rifle, the VHX-D3, its actual damage numbers and the best setups for close, mid and long range combat. The VHX is a pretty versatile AR with a high accuracy and good recoil control that is perfectly made for close range, but can be powerful on medium and long range as well with the right setup. It's based on the VHS-2, the official Croatian Army assault rifle, and in 2042 it's pretty close to the AM40, but with more long range capabilities. For my main setup, I used a tactical compensator for high overall accuracy, no matter if aimed down sights or fired from the hip, and the small increase in recoil is not much of a problem on this weapon. At the underbarrel, I used the LWG grip for more accuracy when moving, also no matter if aimed down sights or not, so it's perfect when you tend to strafe or like to slide when shooting. I would not recommend the LS1 laser sight here, cause it only increases the accuracy when hip firing, plus it can be easily detected by the enemy, especially in the darker environments of the new map. And the laser doesn't always align with the dot or reticle of your main sight, which can be confusing when aiming down sights. As ammunition type, I would go with the standard issue extended magazine for maximum ammo capacity and the highest rate of fire, but in addition I have the normal standard issue in the second slot as backup in case I'm running out of ammo. Besides this, the standard issue also has the biggest ammo pool in some, so when you have both of these magazines equipped, you have access to 391 bullets of this type in total, more than you can possibly have with the other two ammunition types. This setup is perfectly made for close quarters combat and has one of the fastest times to kill of all assault rifles. Only the AM40 is still a little bit faster. With this setup, the VHX needs 4 bullets for a kill on all distances of up to 9 meters, so a very close range, 5 bullets up to 39 meters and 6 bullets up to 75 meters. Beyond this, you need 7 bullets, but at these distances I would recommend a different setup anyhow. And these numbers are also the same when you go with the Warhawk compensator, one of the muzzle brakes or the wrapped suppressor. Only the 6KU and the PB Heavy make a difference, but more about that in a minute. The VHX also has a headshot multiplier of 2.15, similar to all other assault rifles, which means you will need half the amount of bullets when going for headshots. Again, thanks to Zorro at this point for providing the full damage numbers of all weapons and for keeping the file updated. If you want to check it out yourself, you can find a link to it in the description below. But now let's have a look at a setup for mid to long range engagements that has a bit more recoil stability and damage output, but on the loss of fire rate and time to kill. This is my backup setup that I like to have in the second slot of the plus menu for more open maps and for situations that require a different playstyle. Here I use the extended barrel that provides a faster projectile velocity, which means moving targets, especially on range, are easier to hit, and also comes with a slight reduction in horizontal recoil. As a downside, it lowers the rate of fire, and with this slightly increases the time to kill compared to the other barrel attachments, but for a long range setup this is still okay since you have more time to engage in gunfights. At the underbarrel I'm using the BCG light grip for increased accuracy when aiming down sights, but no matter if moving or stationary, and this is important here cause on mid to long range you will mostly aim down sights and won't fire from the hip, so you need increased accuracy for this situation. Plus you might be stationary sometimes and sometimes moving to avoid enemy fire, which is what this grip is made for, but if necessary it still has a decent hipfire accuracy. When it comes to the ammunition type, the high power rounds with their lower damage drop off on range are perfect for this setup, but they also come with a few disadvantages. The vertical recoil is a little bit stronger, the reload time longer and the rate of fire lower, which further increases the time to kill. In addition, the magazine size is at only 21 and the ammo pool at 126 bullets, the lowest of all ammo types. But when going with this setup, the VHX has a 4-hit kill range up to 19 meters, a 5-hit range up to 49 meters, and beyond this it always needs only 6 bullets and doesn't increase any further. So the most damage you can deal with this weapon and perfect for the more open maps. If you don't like the downsides of the high power rounds, you can also stick to the standard issue ammunition, which provides a more balanced experience but on a loss of damage at range. When you want to go full stealth, on the other hand, you should check out the available suppressors, especially the combination of PB heavy and subsonic ammunition. This will hide you completely from the enemy's minimaps when shooting, but is only really useful in close quarters combat since it also lowers the weapon's damage a lot. Plus, with the start of Season 6, the functionality of the suppressors has changed. Light suppressors like the 6KU and Wrapped will only hide you from the minimaps of all enemies more than 40 meters away from you, and heavy suppressors reduce this distance to 20 meters. Only in combination with subsonic ammunition, the heavies will still hide you completely like they did before. So for the VHX, you need the PB Heavy plus the only available subsonic magazine to be in full minimap stealth, but this also lowers the damage of the weapon by about 15%. Combined with a lower rate of fire of the subsonics, the time to kill is increased and is almost 50% longer compared to the combination of factory barrel and standard issue. Of course, you also have the benefit of muzzle flash reduction and no tracer visibility, but all of this only comes in handy on close range and when going for a sneaky flank, so I would only recommend it for these situations or this specific playstyle. If that's what you're aiming for, then these two attachments are your best bet. If you don't need full stealth and the massive damage reduction is a drawback for you, try out the combination of Wrapped suppressor and subsonics. This will not reduce your damage or drop off on range, and you still have minimap stealth beyond 20 meters, plus all of the benefits of the subsonic ammunition. I would not recommend to use the 6KU though, cause it reduces the weapon's damage by about 8%. The Wrapped suppressor on the other hand only lowers the projectile velocity, which means you will have to lead your aim a little more when shooting at moving targets. But that's still easier to compensate than a lower damage. If you might be wondering now whether the combination of Wrapped and subsonic or the combination of heavy and standard issue is better, then I would definitely recommend sticking to Wrapped and subsonic. Both combinations will give you minimap stealth at more than 20 meters, but between 20 and 40 meters, which is probably the range these setups are most useful at, the heavy and standard issue combination needs 6 bullets for a kill, while the Wrapped and subsonic combo only needs 5 bullets and has a faster time to kill. So heavy plus subsonic for full stealth and close range combat, and Wrapped plus subsonic for limited stealth but longer range. The magazine size and ammo pool of subsonic is the same as for the standard issue, by the way. Optic-wise, I'm using either the K8 or Fusion Holo for all of these setups, and only at longer ranges I might switch to the Ghost Hybrid for its 4x zoom. Remember that normally every optic with 4x and higher has scope glint and gives away your position, but the Ghost Hybrid and Target 8T are excluded from this. And that's a wrap for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this in-depth view on the new assault rifle VHX-D3 and you found all of this helpful and not too confusing. And if you did, be sure to drop a like or a comment below and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Until then, thanks for watching and thanks to my members for the additional support. I'm the Catwoman and you are awesome.